What a weekend. We probably won't see something like that for a long time, but today, I want to talk about the return of one of the best pound-for-pound PvP weapons in all of Destiny 2, the Igneous Hammer. I got over 30 of them or so. These are just the ones that I kept over the weekend, and I got the exact roll I was going for. There's another one that I didn't get, but that's going to be for a video later on. So starting off, Igneous has always been an outlier, always been a monster weapon, and we should see a resurgence of it as far as usage. Even though it probably should have been used a little bit more before this, we're going to start seeing them again. We first saw it in Season 13, it went away, now it's back in Season 22. With it coming back, we lost some great perks, but we gained some new perks to replace them. And some of them do help offset. Some of the things that we lost really sucks, but some of the things that we gained more than offset it. There's a lot to go over, but before we get into it, a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Factor. Let's face it, ordering is expensive, and even if you're like me and enjoy cooking, meal planning's hard. It's okay to get a little help sometimes. Factor helps you avoid fast food, ordering in with no-nonsense delicious food that's ready quickly. Factor's chef-prepared meals take the guesswork out of eating well, so you never have to opt for something that isn't good for you. With meal preference options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, vegetarian, and more than 27 meal options each week, there's something for everyone. Meal plans range from 4 to 18 meals per week, and you can add more or reduce the number depending on your specific needs. You can easily modify food preferences and even skip a week if needed. Factor meals arrive pre-prepared, ready to eat in 2 minutes or less, even faster than ordering in. Meal plans offer a variety with a rotating weekly menu of over 34 meal options and over 36 add-ons like smoothies, keto shakes, desserts, and more. Use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGCOOLSEP50 for 50% off of your first box. With these perks, you win some, you lose some. To me, Igneous got a little bit better. I want to go through why. What we lost in the third column? Quick Draw. That's brutal. Killing Wind. It's a great perk, but Igneous kind of outstats the need for it. Outlaw. It's okay that that went away. Subsistence. PvE options lost. Overflow. PvE options lost. What we gained in the third, Heal Clip, a new perk that has a place. Slick Draw. This is the Quick Draw replacement, but it has an accuracy penalty. I'll talk about it more later. Keep Away, S tier addition. Rangefinder, it lost potency with the nerf, but it isn't bad on this, and again, I'll explain a little bit later. Fragile Focus, S tier now with the range changes. Not a bad perk at all. What we lost in the fourth, Rampage, that was just a decent all-around perk. One for all, PvE perk, sucks to lose. Snapshot, great perk, sucks to lose. Elemental Cap and Celerity, both of them are good perks, sucks to lose them. And what we gained in the fourth, Precision Instrument, not good on this one. No significant TTK shift or ease of use. You have better options. Incandescent, that's a good PvE option added. Golden Tricorn, great in the Crucible and PvE. It's a good addition. Frenzy, great PvE perk, and Eye of the Storm, great PvP perk. You win some, you lose some. Like this Overflow one for all, 16 rounds for the Overflow. It's solar damage, would do good in the Crota room. 35% more with one for all with that big mag. A roll like this was lost. And with some of these new perks, you can do similar things. There's a similar structure to what they want to accomplish. Like Killing Wind had the plus 20 range. Fragile Focus has plus 20 range. Even though Killing Wind does have a fall off scaler, goes a little bit past fall off. Same, but different. I want to talk about some perks today, some rolls, but the one that I set out for, I got. 5 out of 5 to me, and this is one of the real winners of the perk change up. And to me, it's the big winner. I believe it enhances and kind of sculpts Igneous even more to what it does best. That's Keep Away, Eye of the Storm. The roll I got is Hammer Forged, Light Mag, Keep Away, Eye of the Storm, Stability Masterwork, Adept Range. This roll, how it's sitting and what it's doing, let's establish Igneous is a dueling hand cannon. One of the best, it's a great one. 120s, the aggressive, have the highest mid-range fall-off in the game in the mid-range. So at 100 range, 40.5 meters fall off. This roll, we achieve that. Very special. And to get its own section, it's a big deal. A big part of this shakeup is the inclusion of an origin trait. We have one quiet moment. So why I think Igneous turned out a little bit better. Altogether, you're going to be dueling at range. This roll's 93 range, 45 stability. Keep Away is active, 15 meters and out, which you should be dueling. That gives plus 10 range, meaning we hit the 100 threshold. It's hitting the full 40.5 meters. Keep Away is also free accuracy and plus 30 reload. This is combined with One Quiet Moment. Again, you should be a little bit away from combat. One Quiet Moment is 40 reload speed with a reload scaler. Mine has 43 reload on the stat bar, so if you play with it how it wants to be played, max range 40.5 meters, you're 15 meters away from your targets, 100 range, 100 reload with a scaler. And on a 120, it feels amazing. Just the combination of Keep Away, One Quiet Moment with that reload. And this is without reloaders on. Then you put on one, you put on another. Big difference on a 120. I love it. And on the other side is Eye of the Storm. I've always been an advocate for this perk. I love this perk. It wins duels. It procs as you get low health, and on a weapon like this, it is perfect. It procs as you take damage, not even red health. And what you need to realize about Eye of the Storm, every true duel that you get into, Eye of the Storm procs. Every single one. As it procs 30 handling, and then you start gaining accuracy. The max effect is when your shield's broken, red critical health, huge accuracy gains. So this roll is double accuracy perks, and why I think that's so important. This hand cannon is and kind of wants to be the top dog in that mid range. It is 100 range, high stats, the max fall off of 40.5 meters. So this one can do it, hitting that max damage, accuracy from keep away to help land those shots at a distance, and then accuracy from Eye of the Storm to help land those shots when you're in a duel at a distance. It's the ultimate dueling weapon. It is. You pair that with the flow of keep away in one quiet moment with your reloads, I feel like this is the top roll, and it's the one to go for. And all it is a threshold met that is getting 100 range with max reload, double accuracy dueling. I love this thing, but there are so many Igneous Hammer rolls that I really like too. There's a lot of routes to go. You saw some gameplay earlier. It's actually an old perk combination that's still there. Encore moving target. Again, the theme is dueling. This thing gets to 100 range, 77 stability at ×4. It's a dream. One of my favorite ones. If I didn't get this one, I would be using this. That high stability on an aggressive with 100 range is a force. Feels great to use. So with its perk pool, Encore, just talked about it, S tier, it's going to get you to 100 range like 80% of the time. You do need some range help with your barrel mag masterwork if you got an adept mod, but it changes the feel and the lethality greatly on this thing. Heal Clip, it's a sleeper great perk. I'm going to show you one day soon. Slick Draw, I wouldn't be afraid of it. They reduce the penalty on your accuracy, and the whole point of this perk, the return, is you get max handling. Now, I preferably want Keep Away here, or Encore. I wouldn't be scared of it, but since we have Keep Away, I think that that's going to be the main perk to go for. Or Rapid Hit. Nothing else to say. Just a great perk. Good reload speed, good stability. Rangefinder, so with its dueling range, that 40 meters or so, high range, it's making it a tad easier to land those shots from that distance, and that's why it's okay on this thing. It inherently gives a little bit more stability, a little bit more accuracy. It can and does work, but again, with Keep Away there, the others there, it gets shoved down the list a little bit for me. But you're going to play against, or you might find yourself that a Rangefinder Igneous is going to be okay. It can duel. And in that fourth column, opening shot eye, moving target, all great if those land. But there's a goal with Igneous Hammer, and there always has been, and I'm going to talk about it at the end of the video. We have Golden Tricorn. That deserves its own section. 15% more damage for 7 seconds. It's chainable. It goes to 88 per crit. That's 1 crit, 2 body, any resilience, but even more so if you run Radiant, like a Frosty Radiant Hunter. Golden Tricorn with Radiant goes to 102, and there's your 2-tap. It's a dedicated build, but it's potent. And that extra damage really starts extending that range even more. It feels great to use on this thing. Incandescent or Frenzy for PvE, those are our options now. And honestly, they're both really good. And there's going to be some better options with Incandescent or Frenzy, but that isn't to say this thing won't feel great. Again, Keep Away, one quiet moment. Fast reload at a distance with Incandescent or Frenzy on top. Flying through reloads, doing a little bit more damage, or spreading Scorch. It's going to feel good. I'm not sure it's going to perform good. And looking at some of my previous ones, like the Encore Moving, 100 range high stability, or Killing Wind Elemental Capacitor, you can't get that anymore. Those are really good, but these, with the Origin trait, we still have Encore Moving Target. We have Incandescent rolls, Rapid Hit Moving Target. There's a ton of them, and they're good. What you can take away, the whole goal behind Igneous Hammer, it's what it always has been. It's such a stat monster, it pushes perks to min-max, and that's your job to do. If you can do that with the roll that dropped to you, you have a good one. It doesn't matter what the perks are, because they're all good dueling perks. When I say min-max, it's getting where it needs to go. That's 100 range or high range, with high handling or stability. Maybe that's through Encore after a headshot like this one right here. Maybe that's through Keep Away, getting your range to 90. Or maybe you just have high inherent range, even adding on something like Full Bore, but you offset it with something like Rapid Hit to get some of that stability back. Or maybe like this one's at 80 range, it's at 100 with Fragile Focus active. It'll stay there until my shields are broke. If you can do that, a combination of that, it will perform and it's going to be awesome. So to me, that was my chase. 100 range, 100 reload, double accuracy. It wants to duel. And this roll, again, just kind of sculpts it into Igneous Perfected. I love it. Now, we had a wild weekend, but they did say Igneous is coming back as soon as possible, and hopefully that's on Jav 4. And one thing I've noticed about Igneous Hammer is don't really put down a roll that you have or you see until you've tried it, because this thing, again, is statted out so well that the base weapon is just good, right? And you're just enhancing it with your perks. So if the best you could do is going to be something like Rangefinder Eye of the Storm, it's going to be just fine. Rapid hit moving target with 85-90 range is going to do just fine. This thing is so good. And I went through what I believe is the best role for this new perk shakeup. It's incredible. But I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think the best role is, or which ones are you liking. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Igneous Hammer down below. Were you able to get any with the weekend going on? If you did, what'd you get? And if not, hopefully it comes back very, very soon. We can all be on a level playing field again. Let's talk about it down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.